Everybody, Paul here from dropshippingtitans.com, and I'm here to make a video to kind of demystify all the changes that have been happening on eBay and Amazon regarding sales tax, because there's been a lot of confusion about how this works and what our responsibilities are as sellers now that there's all sorts of new rules and new things that eBay and Amazon are doing for us as sellers. So I do hope that this video will kind of clear things up and answer some really important questions that I still get every single day. I am recording this live, so thanks everyone who's here in the live stream. And if you don't want to miss another live, make sure to subscribe to the channel. All right, so let's get into this. So I got to give a short history lesson here. So previously, the way this used to work is, let's say you lived in California, you would get you would register with the state of California, let them know that you're doing business, and they would give you not only a business number, but also a resale certificate. So if you lived in a state, the rule was that any state that you lived in, you had to register with, and then you had to start collecting sales tax for any items that were shipped into your state. So in this example, California. That sounds like a pain, like, oh, now I have to start collecting sales tax, but it actually comes with some benefits. The big benefit being, now you get a resale number, a resale certificate from California, and you can use that with different suppliers like Walmart. So if someone buys an item and you ship the item from Walmart to a customer in California, you don't have to pay sales tax, right? There's also other benefits to it as well. So not only will California accept it, but other states, many other states, will also accept out-of-state resale certificates from other states such as California. So Alabama is an example. If you bought an item from Walmart and shipped it to a customer in Alabama, you wouldn't have to pay sales tax either. And you don't have to register with Alabama for that to happen. You can use your California resale certificate. So it applied for many states, but not all of them. And so one of the states it wouldn't work with is Maryland. So if you shipped an item to a customer in Maryland, you would pay sales tax there. Now, what you could do is register with Maryland and then get a resale certificate from them. But a lot of people didn't want to do that. Then there were some laws that changed, and now it's not only the state that you live in that you have to register with, but also any state that you have economic nexus with. So every state's a little bit different on what economic nexus means. In the case of Maryland, for example, if you sell $100,000 worth of items into the state of Maryland within a year, or you have 200 separate orders that ship into Maryland, you hit their economic nexus. So now you do have to register with them. So whereas before you didn't have to, now you have to do it. That's a pain, but again, it comes with a benefit now. Now you have a Maryland resale certificate. So whereas before you were only getting no tax on Walmart, for California and the other states that accepted California's resale certificate, now you can also add Maryland in there as well, which means that you save money when you buy items from Walmart and ship them to customers in Maryland. Now, since then, there have been some big changes and a lot of confusion around them. So let me share my screen here so I can show you guys what I mean. So now, both Amazon and eBay are collecting sales tax for us for several different states. And I won't read them off here. I'll actually put a link to these states underneath this video or this page, because it's always changing. They're always adding more. You see some of these are upcoming, some of them are current, and there's also a list for eBay as well. Which means, like, let's say that you live in California, right? And you also have a resale certificate for Maryland, just like in the example I just gave. Well, now you don't have to worry about collecting sales tax for the state of California or the state of Maryland like you used to, because eBay is taking care of it for you. So that's great news. But it begs the question now, what is your responsibility now? So you still are registered with California, you are still registered with Maryland. Let's say you're also registered with Alabama. For whatever reason, you're also registered with Alabama. So now, because you're registered with those states, you still have to file sales tax returns. So remember, before, you were collecting the sales tax, you were holding on to it, and every quarter, the states would ask you to send that money to them. So you'd have to send Alabama all the money you owed them, and California all the money you owed them, et cetera, et cetera. But now you don't send any money because eBay's taking care of it for you. So because you're registered, you still have to file a return, but you file what's called a $0 return, meaning you tell Alabama, hey, I just sold like $10,000 worth of items into Alabama in the first quarter, but eBay collected it all, so I don't owe you anything. And you tell the same thing to California and the same thing to Maryland as well. But next question here being is, well, can I just let my registration lapse? Can I just cancel my registration with Alabama so I don't have to worry about it anymore? And the general consensus, I've talked to an expert on this. I talked to a friend who talked to an expert. I did some research on TaxJar, which is a website I really trust for this. And they said you can give up your certificates for these states. So you could give up Alabama, for instance, and you can give up Maryland as well. But because you live in California in this example, you don't want to give up the California one. You still have to be registered there as far as I understood. Now, with Alabama, it is a good idea to just get rid of it, because Alabama, if you ship an item to Alabama, California, because you have the resale certificate from California, you can still ship an item into Alabama without being charged sales tax from Walmart. But remember, Maryland will not accept California's resale certificate. So if you cancel your Maryland resale certificate, you cancel your registration with Maryland, then you will no longer have that resale certificate. Meaning if you ship an item into Maryland, you'll be charged sales tax. But if you leave your registration open and just file those $0 returns, then every item you ship into Maryland, you still won't be charged sales tax on it, and eBay will take care of collecting the sales tax, and you just have to file the $0 return. So for my own business personally, I'm going to get rid of all the states that are like Alabama that I don't have to worry about, keep the state that I live in, which is Florida now, and all the other ones where I still need a resale certificate from that state, such as with Maryland. Now, it's also important that if you're selling on both eBay and Amazon, like I am, that you also check to make sure that you're not canceling one that you still need to be registered in because you're selling on Amazon, if that makes sense. So let's see if I can find like a quick example. Yeah, so like Maryland's not here. So I can't even cancel Maryland, because if I did, then I wouldn't be collecting it for my Amazon sales, which I have to do. So I hope that kind of clears up this new issue that's come up. Like I said, keep an eye on these websites, which I'll link up down below. But I also wanted to answer one other really important question I got from, so just inside my course, I cover a lot of this, especially those states that you might still want to register for because you don't get the out-of-state resale certificate benefits. So that's all covered in the course. For anyone who's a student, look at lesson 8.9. But I wanted to answer this question that someone asked me. So they signed up for eBay, became sales tax exempt, and started charging sales tax for multiple different states on eBay. And they say that eBay sent them an email telling them that they need sales tax documents from them to prove that they're allowed to collect sales tax for all these states. And the person who emailed me said they're unable to do that because they only have a resale number for one state. And that means you're not quite doing this right. So I want to clarify so there's no confusion and you're not doing something you're not supposed to do. So in my example, you are registered in California and you're registered in Maryland, and you're not registered in any other state. But because you're registered, you have one resale certificate in California, Walmart isn't charging you sales tax for multiple different states. But on eBay, you should only be collecting sales tax for 2 states, California and Maryland. And in this example, it doesn't quite work out because eBay's already taking care of California and Maryland for you, which means that you shouldn't be collecting sales tax for any states. Even though you're not paying sales tax for items that are shipping into, a bunch of other states because you have the California resale certificate, that doesn't mean you should collect for those other states. You only collect sales tax for states that you are registered in. In this example, we are only registered in California and Maryland. So those are the only states that, in this example, we would be collecting sales tax for. And we got really lucky here because eBay is already collecting sales tax for those states. So there's really no work for us to do besides filing the $0 returns. So just to sum up that, only collect sales tax for states that you are registered to collect sales tax in. The only exception to that is eBay is going to collect sales tax for all of these states, even if you're not registered in them. But they're taking care of that for you, so don't worry about it. So I hope that clears that up. I hope that the person who sent me this email and asked me that question, that they understood that. Let me see if there's any questions about this topic in the live chat. We have Selena here. What's up, Selena? How's it going? We have Lazy Abram, the first here. Not surprised. What's up, man? Four-Eyed Hustler. What's up? What's up, Chicks and Mom Sales? Thanks for the DM you sent me recently. Really helpful book you sent me. So great tidbit of info from Johnny. Said, I had a resale certificate before with a state. You can cancel it once you make sure there is a zero balance for that state. Zero balance. Great tip there. Thank you. Lazy Abram says, isn't still a good idea to keep those certificates so you don't have to pay taxes for your purchases from your supplier. So again, only if it's a state that doesn't accept an out-of-state resale certificate. Maryland doesn't accept out-of-state resale certificates, so I would keep that one fresh and keep that one. Other states, many states do, like Alabama. So Alabama, you can cancel. And again, inside lesson 8.9, inside the course, I cover which states do accept the out-of-state resale certificates and which ones don't, so you can kind of get some clarification there. Okay. Too much to take in. I know this is a very confusing topic. Maybe you can go back and watch it again because this is mostly for students inside my course because I've already covered this in depth there. I just wanted to kind of give this new update that's been happening before I make an official update inside the course. All right, guys, so thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful at all, if this answered any of your questions, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you want to make sure that you don't miss my next live stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you get alerted every time that I go live. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.